So in conclusion, how will Valdosta and Lowndes County Sheriff's Department resolve this criminal trespass warning? They know that what they did to me probably have been done to many other citizens here in Valdosta-Lowndes County and perhaps the state of Georgia. I'm sure that they are aware of that is what's happening. And maybe that's why they believe that this is just going to fade away into the sunset of a bygone era for them to continue to stop God's children and charge them, so they'll have to spend their retirement money from the United States Armed Forces on an attorney to prove their innocence in a court of law. Or they will try to ignore me as they ignored one of the Equipment 10+2 case over in Brooks County with Lula Smart. Or just maybe they will try to ignore me like the news media did with the Madison 9 in Madison, Florida. Or just maybe they will try to ignore me as they did the 105 vehicle motorcade from Hayhara, Georgia to Folsom Bridge, where Mary Turner was lynched and had her baby cut from her abdomen, and they ignored the ceremony with that many people in attendance. Or maybe they will ignore me as they did the 150 to 200 people over at Walker Street Auditorium in Brooks County, where a demonstration and meeting was held in support of the Equipment 10, but it was all ignored by the Equipment Free Press and South Georgia news media. Or maybe they would try to ignore me, like the meeting that took place July the 17th, 2012 over in Brooks County at the Brooks County Board of Elections office, and nothing was reported. Yet a investigator came down from Macon, Georgia, and the Secretary of State, Brian P. Kemp, sent him down, and yet nothing was done about those major disgraceful voting irregularities over in Quitman, Georgia. Or maybe they will try and ignore me as the Honorable Reverend Floyd Rose, when he was threatened at J.C. Pat Shack polling place a few years ago as he was running for chairman of the Lowndes County Board of Commissioners, and all that too were ignored. It was only published in the Valdosta Daily Times after I went to them and told them about it, and even then they did not publish Floyd Rose's name to identify that he was the victim of those racial slurs. Or just maybe they want to ignore me as they did really the Clay Road speed trap that was brought up before Valdosta City Council meeting when a man from Florida who resides here now had a home built, and he came to me and told me about that. Or maybe they will try to ignore the other deaths that took place during the week of terror in May of 1918, when 15 to 25 blacks were murdered outright and nothing has been done about it. Or maybe they want to ignore me as they did Heber, nicknamed Heber, of Earl Evans, who were dating a white woman, and he was burned up in a police car in Quitman and burned to a crisp. Or maybe they want to ignore me as they did Ed Denson over in Quitman, who were dating a white woman, and he was drowned in a pond along with his friends, the Wootons and others. Or maybe they want to ignore me as they did the other 100 or 200 deaths in Brooks and Lowndes County over the historic past that blacks have in their mental archival record, and nothing has been done about it. Many of these names of the people that perpetrated these crimes against humanity were sent to the Georgia governor back in the day, and yet nothing has been done about it. And so is that what you're trying to do? Are you trying to ignore me as you have ignored so many? Or as you have ignored even Kenneth and Jacqueline, and yet you label them all kind of names when all they ever asked for is what this country proclaimed to be, and that is a nation of laws. I'm going to leave you now, but I'm not going to leave forever, because I want you to understand That's St. Luke 8:32. And that is that ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set and make you free. You cannot hide, America. You cannot hide. You can do your dirt, but sooner or later, the truth is going to bubble up. God gave you Martin Luther King, and he came in nonviolent movement. Let me repeat. He came in the movement of nonviolence, but he died violently. And so what are you going to say to the world when this continues and our children see what you've done? One day you're going to call them to war, and they're going to say to you, I'm sorry, America, but when George Boston Ryan's rights were denied in Valdosta-Lowndes County, Georgia, and in the state of Georgia, so I cannot serve in the United States Armed Forces until you restore or grant our citizenship rights. After 497 years, it is time now for our citizenship rights to be granted. And rid yourself, America, of the 1857 Dred Scott decision that was ruled into law by the Supreme Court of the United States, that no black man had any rights that a white man had to respect. Is this what Lowndes County now represents? Titletown, USA, Wiregrass Technical College, Georgia Military College, Moody Air Force Base. Is this what you are saying to the people who want to come here and start their lives and raise their children? Is this what you are saying? Is that all the children that come here can be picked up on a criminal trespass warning, and the government of the state of Georgia say to you, we are sorry, but we'll close our business today when it comes to equal justice under the law? This is the Ghetto Free Press saying bye-bye, we gone. We got to do this to try to help save our nation, to try to help save the state of Georgia. Will you help us? Why should you have to suffer like me? And if I just sit down and ignore this, then this is going to continue to happen to our men, women, and children. And Russia and China are going to laugh at us as we make mockery of ourselves in the process. Bye-bye, we gone.